Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video, and your boys got to talk about some controversy here on the channel today. So, we got the new daily token shop, right? And there's a little bit of controversy on this in the community. Some people saying, yeah, they're fine with it, it's good. Some people saying, no, this is bad, this is terrible, it's not good. So I'm going to go through this myself here for a few reasons. One, to give you my thoughts on this and if I think it's good or not. And two, to clear up some confusion on this, because there's a lot of players, and I do get why there would be confusion, but I think there's players that look at this and they look at like the prices of things and they immediately get mad and be like, what? This is crazy, whatever. But there's a huge misconception because you're not actually understanding like what they're giving you and what you're getting back in return. So what I'm going to do is I'm literally going to break everything down for you. I actually sat down, I've got some notes here in front of me. I wrote down everything, like calced everything out to kind of give you an overview of what this really is and why I actually think this is a good thing. I like this new token shop, and I think other players, I want to help you guys all understand why it's a good thing, right? Now, there's a portion of it that sure, you can feel how you want to feel about it, but I guarantee you guys, this is 100% better than the hunt shop we just had. So whether just in general you like the shop or not, that's up to you. But if you're looking at comparing this to the previous shop, it is 100% better in every way. There's no way that this is not better than what we just had. So I want to help people understand that this shop is a million times better than having the hunt shop itself. Now, like I said, in terms of other costs and stuff, you have your own opinion on that, right? So what we got is a notification here. This basically lays out all the tokens we're getting, right? These daily tokens. So for login, some days you'll get 2 tokens and some you'll get 4. And then we have the daily mission rewards, which will be 3 tokens a day for daily mission rewards. The hunt will be 2 for the hunt, which is the same as the other hunt. We got 2 hunt tokens before. And then the elite hunt will get 2, same as before, right? Now, a couple of things that aren't being calced into this is there will be extra rewards for Premium Moogle Pass. We don't know what that number is yet. And then I believe they will give these out as part of event missions as well. We don't know what that is yet either. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to calculate this just for the normal, like we're going to take total free-to-play player stance. So we're not going to incorporate Mog Pass into it at all. Just what does the base average player get during normal time when they log in, right? And what we're going to compare it to is we're going to compare it to the daily hunt shop and what we got on that during normal time, not during an event, right? So I went through all these numbers, I calced everything out, and what I did is I kind of put together how much you would get per week, okay? So basically what's going to happen is between your login, your missions, your hunt, and your 1 elite hunt for the week, you're going to get 57 of these tokens per week, okay? Now we compare that to the normal hunt token. Remember, the normal hunt token is literally just hunts. We didn't get those with logins or anything else like that. So normally what we got on the other one was you would get basically your 2 per day, and you'd get 2 for your elite, right? And so that calcs out to be 16 tokens per week. Now, they did do special events where like there would be a daily mission where you get an extra 2 hunt tokens, right? So during an event, you would actually get 30 of these normal hunt tokens during an event. But for the sake of this video, because once again, on the new daily side, we're not calculating in other mission rewards and things like that. Like they're going to comp that, right? I guarantee you as a company, they're not going to revamp this and make it worse than the last thing, right? So we're just going to compare what's a normal weekly token rate on the other previous one versus on this system, right? So if we're comparing that on a normal week, you weren't getting like special event missions, anything like that. 16 a week is what you'd get of the other token, the one we just got rid of, the yellow. We'll call it the yellow Cactuar token. The new one is the blue Cactuar token. We're getting 57 a week. So just keep that in mind, right? So let's go through and actually look at like what's in the shop, what can we buy, all that stuff, and then try to evaluate why I think this is actually a good thing, even though a lot of players are being, I think, overly negative about it. And once again, I think it's that sticker shock. You look at it and you're like, oh my God, this is outrageous. So let's take a look here. So I'm going to go into the shop tab here, the item exchange. The really cool thing about the timing that I'm doing this, I'm right in between like the transition of it. So we can actually look at the old shop and we can do direct comparisons, right? So let's go ahead. So let's start with that, right? Because you guys, that's what I think a lot of people are getting like misunderstood about here. So this is the old hunt shop, right? So you're going to notice we've got like red ingots, they cost 2, things like that. We'll just do a straight comparison. Let's look at tickets, because tickets is like something that that I buy a lot. Like tickets was what I was buying out of this, right? So a ticket costs 1 token. So 1 token equals 1 ticket. So where the misconception lies is we go into the new shop here, And I think so. I'll say even other content creators I think have maybe misrepresented this a bit as well. Because I'll just say this: I watched Simply Lost's video, and I got a lot of respect for Simply Lost. Like, he's very good content creator. Y'all should sub to him. He's better than me, to be honest. Like, he's insane. He's really good, right? But I think this even tripped him up in his video, because I watched his video on this shop, and I feel like he kind of undersold it a little bit. He's like, I'm kind of just neutral on it, like, whatever. And he got to the end of the video, and he's looking at the prices, and he was like kind of surprised, like, oh, now the tickets cost $3, and oh, no, they actually increased the prices, and he didn't really explain why that is, and he kind of just like left it. So I think a lot of, and Simply Lost is one of the bigger content creators in the game right now, you know, because we've lost Broadway Sane, we've lost Josepher, we've lost a lot of these big time ones. So I'd say like Simply Lost is right up there. He's probably like the highest watched, like, consistent DFFOO content creator. So I think, and I don't think he didn't do this on purpose, like, and he's not stupid or whatever. Like, I'm sure it just caught him off guard. But he's very good at what he does. He's very knowledgeable. But I think people probably watched his video already, right? And they're like, oh, they raised the prices, it's bad. And he didn't explain it. So let me explain this all to you guys. So draw tickets cost $3. So somebody sees that, well, on the old system they cost $1, now they cost $3, like they're ripping us off, right? What people aren't accounting for is how many of the new token we're getting. What they're doing is by kind of adjusting the prices to this new system, we're getting a lot more tokens, and it allows us to actually buy more under the new system. Based on how many tokens they're giving us, they had to increase the price of the ticket. Otherwise, it would have been insane the amount of tickets that we would get. So what you're going to notice is everything in the new shop that could be purchased in the old shop, it actually costs more tokens, okay? And that's why people think that this is bad. But when we look at it, you're getting way more tokens, right? So I actually did some math here. So like I said, new tokens on a normal week, you're getting 57, and the old tokens, you're only getting 16, right? So let's just use this ticket as an example here, right? And I've got everything written down. So under the old system, you could buy, because you're getting 16 tickets per week, or 16 hunt tokens, you could buy as a 1-for-1 trade-off. So on average, you'd get 16 draw tickets per week under the old system, 16 tickets, right? Well, under the new system, if you take all of your tokens, which would be 57, and only put them into draw tickets, you're getting 19 draw tickets per week. So you're actually getting 3 more tickets per week than under the old system. So if you take that mentality, like, I'm just going to buy the same thing I did under the old system, this 1-for-1, you're actually getting more resources. And I did the calcs. You get more on everything else, right? So let's look at the guard tokens, right? I had somebody in one of my actually in my last stream said they like to buy the EX guard tokens and the power orbs, right? I don't recommend you all buy these, by the way, because for the most part they're farmable. You just farm the one below it. But someone said they like to buy these. Well, let's look at these. So you get 10 of them, right? So under the old system, they cost 2. Under the new system, they cost 6. Oh my God, they cost more. Terrible new system. Why would they do that to us, DFFOO? Why would you do that? Well, we're getting way more tokens under the new system, right? So under the old system, approximately you could buy this 8 times per week. Under the new system, you can buy this 9.5 times per week. So once again, you're getting an increase. They're giving you more, right? Let's look at another one. Let's just do like the red nugget. Same thing here. Here's the red nugget, okay? Red nugget. Under the old system, it's the exact same calc. So actually, red nugget, blue nugget, EX power orb, EX guard orb, they all are the same rates. So under the new system, these cost 6. The old system, they cost 2. So you're getting 9.5 per week instead of 8 per week, roughly, right? Okay, let's look at another one that I haven't calced yet. We could go to like the power token. Or no, actually, let's do EX token, because this is a big one. So EX token under the old one, right? So let me see. I'm in the new shop here. Yep. So EX power tokens. Okay. So EX tokens under the old format, these cost 30 and now they cost 80. And I think this is the one that like Simply Lost saw. And he's like, oh, it costs 80 now? Oh, I don't know. What? And like I said, it caught him off guard. He didn't really like do the math in his head to say, well, how many of these could you buy in the same amount of time you could under the old system, right? So under the old system, it did cost 30. So it cost a lot less, right? Like 50 less is a lot. But remember, when you're only getting 16 per week compared to 57, it's a huge difference, right? So basically under the old system, you could buy 1 EX token every 1.8 weeks approximately, right? So it would take you almost 2 weeks to buy 1 EX power token. Under the new system, you can buy an EX power token every 1.5 weeks. So roughly like 3 days earlier than you could under the old system, you're going to get your EX power token. So you're going to stay 3 days ahead of it, roughly. So even though it doesn't seem like it's a ton, like though that stuff adds up, right? So if you think about, the entirety of the game, if you play the game, starting now for like 1-2 years, whatever, the extra, if we just use draw tickets, 3 extra draw tickets per week over the period of an entire year, that's going to add up to be a lot, right? So you just need to know that every singular item that was available under the old system, you actually will get more of that using the new currency if you choose to funnel all of your currency into that, okay? So I think I've talked about the main points on that end. So now let's talk about the other controversial part that people are talking about. So we have some items here. We've got the burst power token, the high guard token, the 4 stone fragments, and the enhancement points, okay? Now these are very good premium items that players want. The big complaint here is that it costs a lot to get them, okay? So let's just do some math on it. So if I want to get a BT token costs 200. So if we're getting just that base 57 per week, we're only using the free-to-play, whatever we're getting. We're not counting any missions. We're not counting Mog Pass. Roughly, you can get 1 BT token every 3.5 weeks, okay? And you need 50 of these to get a BT. So people look at that and they're like, oh my God, like, why would you even do that? It's totally not worth it. I would agree that, like, yeah, this probably isn't the thing I'm going to use. I don't know that I'm going to save up 200 to get 1 BT token. I think what this is good for is the player that's sitting at 29 or 39 and they just want to top off to get even. Sure, that's probably what you'll use it for. But this isn't meant for you to save up and get 50 and buy a full weapon for free. Like, that is not what this is meant for. It's not realistic to expect to get a full BT off of, like, your daily tokens, right? So it's literally like you just want one here or there to help top off or get to a certain point. Sure, I could totally see that, right? But yeah, I agree. It's going to take you forever to buy these. Getting 200 of these for one probably isn't the best use of your token just because of how much it is, right? High guard token, so you only get 10, so you got to buy this twice to at least get an ingot, right? Because I think you need 20, or you need 20 to at least get an armor, right? So you got to buy this twice. So the high guard token, yeah, you're going to be able to get about 1 of these every 3 weeks. And then the 4 stones, so you get 10 4-stone fragments. That's going to take you about 2.5 weeks to get one. And then the enhancement points, which to me, out of these premium ones, if you're like a newer player or free-to-play player, the enhancement points is probably what I would recommend to most players, because 10,000 is a nice chunk that you can put to work on your characters. Like, you buy that once and you can get a lot out of that, I feel like. And this is the one that I know that, like, the non-veteran players or the non-Mog Pass players, like, this is what you're craving. You need these enhancement points because it makes a big deal on your characters, right? If you don't have their boards done. So the enhancement points, we're looking at 1 every 2 1/4 weeks, something like that, right? So yes, these cost a lot, but they're high premium items. So here's the piece I want to say about this when we're comparing to the shop, right? If we're comparing this to the old shop, well, guess what? Yeah, burst tokens take forever to get one, but you know what? Under the old shop, it wasn't even an option. You couldn't get it, right? So at least there's an option that there's another free avenue to access these really premium resources, right? And for those of you, like, I get it. Like, would I want it to be cheaper? Sure. Who wouldn't want it to be cheaper, right? If we had it our way, we'd just get everything for free. But what people have to remember, this is a gacha game, and the point is to make money, right? And DFFOO's model is Mog Pass. Their model is selling the bundle packs. Well, why do people get Mog Pass? Why do we get the bundle packs? It's because then we get easier and quicker access to these resources. The way DFFOO makes their money, it's not trying to get you to pull the characters. It's not getting you to buy gems. It's getting where they short you in this game is the resources to max out your characters. So that's where they're trying to make the money. And guess what? What can you get more of with a Mog Pass? More of these daily tokens. So what they're doing is they're revamping the token system, but in the end, they're giving us more stuff of the normal stuff, right? And then they're going to very, very slowly drip feed this stuff to free-to-play players. But for, if you want to pay, you want to get the Mog Pass, guess what? They're throwing more of these tokens at you, and we don't know what that number is yet, right? But this could be a really good incentive for players. And here's the thing. I think this is incredibly good for the game, incredibly healthy for the game. We need this, right? There have been content creators that have gone and looked at numbers. Like DFFOO, like in terms of how much money they're making compared to other Squex games, it's honestly not the greatest, right? And I'm someone that I don't know about you guys. I don't know about you guys, but I love this game and I do not want this game to end. And it's not because I make content on it. It's not because I make a few bucks here and there. I'm doing this for fun because I love the game. My career does not depend on this game. If this game goes away, I'm going to be absolutely fine, right? I legitimately, and I think you guys see it when I do my videos, man. Like I think my enthusiasm, like my love for this game shows. Like I legitimately enjoy this game. This is like, after thought about it, like when everybody asks me what's my favorite Final Fantasy game, I always would say Final Fantasy VI, because it's my favorite mainline Final Fantasy game. But if I really think about it, my favorite Final Fantasy game of all time is Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia, by far. It's got all the characters I love. I've been introduced to new characters that I enjoy, right? So the thing is I want the game to do well, and I think this is actually very good and healthy for the game, because this is another incentive for players to buy the premium Mog Pass, which I think is going to be their best avenue for money. And I was getting worried because I'm someone that was a premium Mog Pass supporter. What happened was the introduction of Ultima weapons is what really pushed it for me, because I wanted to get Ultima weapons. Well, then I got to the point that I got 6 maxed out Ultima weapons. So I actually dropped the premium Mog Pass for like a month or two, because I didn't have an incentive, nothing else in the premium Mog Pass I needed. So I just bought the cheap $5 one, because I still like getting my artifact upgrades. I like the extra character points, whatever, even though I don't need them, right? Now, depending on how many daily tokens we're getting, this might push me back to premium, because now these are things I want as a veteran player. You go back to this old shop. Let me go back to this old shop here. For a player like me that's been playing since day one, like veteran player, like what do I want out of here? I literally want nothing but draw tickets. That's the only thing I want. There's nothing in here I want. Nothing. We've even seen with EX power tokens, I own every single EX in the entire game. The only EX I need is from a brand new character. Luckily, it came in clutch. I had it for Rubicante, but it's pretty rare that on a new character, I'll get what I need, like a BTFR, without getting the EX. It's extremely rare. So I've actually used EX tokens just to buy spheres, basically, to buy an EX to upgrade to a sphere. So for me, I think this is a godsend, because you're literally getting everything that was already in the shop. Everything in here, you get more of it. So if you don't like how expensive the new stuff is, don't buy it. It's just there. It's extra. It's bonus. But if you were in here and you were already buying draw tickets like I was, great. You get 3 more draw tickets a week. How can you not like that? Like, you're getting more. So I think it was there's just this misconception. People didn't understand the numbers. I went and calced it all for you, but I think it's good. Now, yeah, if you don't like that the burst tokens and stuff are expensive, sure, you can be fine with that. In my opinion, could they be cheaper? Sure, they could be cheaper, but I certainly don't mind it, because remember, this is the top tier premium stuff. Let's just take a little walk here just to help illustrate this for you. Let's go into the shops, okay? So let's actually go into the gem shop and let's look at what's in here, right? And we go under recommended. So I should note that the other thing they do sell is costumes. Like, that's another big avenue for them. But let's look at this. Let's go, like, do you think DFFOO is making money? Do you think people are going in and they're buying this adamant chest for $74.99 that just has 12,000 gems? Do you think people are going in and actually buying that? Do you think people are going in and actually buying anything from this regular shop? The answer is no. Unless they're like a brand new player and they're not really like, they just want a bunch of gems to start an account, sure. But people do not go in here and buy this. What do people buy? They buy costumes for the aesthetic. And when they're buying this, so let's say we're buying Squall's costume for $36.99. Am I buying it because there's 9,000 gems in there? No, I'm buying it because I want the costume. The gems is a bonus, right? We go over here to like the recommended stuff. What are they selling in here? Well, let's view the set. They're selling armor materials, BT materials. Look at that, armor and BT materials. What do we got in here? We've got high power stones. We got weapon upgrade materials. Oh, what do we have here? We have high armor materials, right? Like, these are all the things that they just added to this new shop. They're not, of course they're not going to make it cheap. They don't want it to be easy. The point is to make money, and they still want to sell these packs, and they still want to sell Mog Pass. So they have to have a balance where they give you enough to upgrade enough characters so that like you're in the game or whatever, but then they're shoving draw tickets at you. They are shoving gems at you because they want you to be able to pull characters, and then they want you to want to upgrade them. And they want you to make it easier to upgrade and quicker by buying the Mog Pass and getting this, right? So anyways, I'm probably just rambling at this point. If there's something you think I'm way off about this, feel free to go into the comments. But I don't think, if you're just looking, like if the question is this better or worse than the old shop? The answer is better. It is better, and you cannot argue that it's worse. I will not accept that argument because I went and did the math. You get more materials of what was in there. And this reminds me of the Dare to Defy haters out there, right? When the first Dare to Defy came, and there are people that are like, nope, I hate it, make it go away. And my argument was, well, Dare to Defy, sure, not everybody can beat it, it's difficult, whatever, but all of the rewards in there are extra beyond normal rewards the game would give out. And for the players that like it, they can have it and they can love it. And if you don't like it, you don't have to do it. This is the same thing, right? This shop overall, everything that you had, it's got everything you had in there, and it's better. You get more of it. And if you don't like that new stuff, that new expensive stuff, you don't have to pay that price for it. Just go in, buy your, if you want your EX power orbs, you want your draw tickets, whatever, just buy that and know that you're getting a better rate for it. You're getting more for it. So I hope this clears up some confusion. Let me know what you all think of this new shop. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one.